Back again with another video to help you improve at FC24, and we've got something a little bit different today. It's going to be a coaching style. Hopefully you enjoy it. It's somebody out on my Patreon. If you want to get involved, link is in the description. But I want to let you guys know one more thing. Team of the Year is here. If you want your weekend league played by myself and my pros, link is in the description. Let's try and hit 300 likes on the video. Help me get to 100k, and hope you enjoy this video. Let's go. Team of the Year is here, and there are some insane deals over at MMOEXP.com. You can use code JambooUK for an additional discount. Get your coins now. Okay, so today we're going to be watching some gameplay from one of my students in the Patreon, and these are always good videos to learn from, in my opinion, because we're going to be seeing common mistakes, you know, from both sides, some good things that you can add into your game, and you're just most definitely going to see things in this video that you do in your own gameplay that we can all learn from and change. So initially, straight off the bat, really good from our student here. You know, he does the fullback switch, he's won the flick on there, he's getting into this area. One thing you want to always be doing as soon as you get into these wide areas, this is time for the R1 dribbling. But if you don't use the R1 dribbling and you decide to sprint down the line, that is fine. We're looking for these players here. These are the potential options. So the choice here is we can either run straight down the line and then eventually try and get in towards the goal and look for a cutback, or we can recycle the ball here now and then look for a more direct pass into here. Let's see what he decides to do. So he's going to charge the byline, which is fine, and now this is where you want to be looking for that cutback. So you see here, he's actually chose to not take it. If we go back a little bit, the correct choice here, in my opinion, is he would do exactly what he's done here, but as soon as you get into this position, we're looking for this pass here into Eusebio, I think it is. Like, we can make this pass here, just a simple little through ball, and it's going to reach him. And then from there, that is where you'd use the R1 dribbling to get into this position, and then we look for cutbacks. You can't waste getting into this area here. You know, you're in such a good position and you need to be more direct and get into the box. But anyway, he chooses to not take it. We'll see, you know, maybe it actually pays off. He recycles to the edge of the box here, taking his time back out into the position we originally were, and he's doing the right thing by looking for backwards passes towards the edge of the box. This is where you want to be looking to see that if your strikers are in a position for you to go through a driven pass. On this occasion, absolutely is. The issue here, and I can already see exactly what has happened, I can almost guarantee you it. So perfect here. You see right now, you look at that controller input in the top right, see where my mouse is, he is holding sprint. So you're going to see he takes a heavy touch, and that is a very common mistake. He was in an area there where you do not need to sprint. He could have just controlled the ball, used the left stick and got a shot away, but that holding sprint, it holds so many players back. So the advice from that particular clip is initially we needed to be more direct in off the wing, but we ended up creating a really good chance that was actually messed up just by holding sprint. So that is what we're taking away there. We do win the ball back here, you know, in a very promising position. Good patience to recycle to the edge of the box. Good left stick dribbling here. This is where we need to be mixing in some R1 dribbling. Good left stick though, good patience. We're missing here, you know, like a couple of skill moves and L1 sprint boost. It's just a little bit static. Good step over boost to the byline there. He cuts inside very well. Beautiful. Took his time, waited for his players to get into the right positions. You know, his opponent ended up overcommitting, and then we are able to score a goal. That was very good stuff. Okay, so this is going to be the lead up to a goal for the opponent. So you can see initially here, this is where we need to make a decision. You can either drop off with your defender or you can start getting aggressive. The choice he makes here is we're not too aggressive. You know, we're letting him make ground. And this is almost a free hit here. So you never want to be in a position where you're running your player back like this. The thing to do here is you want to cut off the run. So if we switch to this player here, we could actually meet the ball carrier here. You know, that makes sense. Instead of leaving room and tracking back with this guy, you know, we could actually get the job done quicker. So he ends up switching and backing off. We're just giving too much time away here. This is the issue. Not being aggressive enough, stepping in with our defenders. We actually get away with one there. The opponent definitely should have shot. As soon as you get into this position, the opponent is always going to go for that far post shot. That is the only thing that's on here, whether it's a Trivela or just a normal shot, it is what they're going to go for every time. So this is where we need to activate keeper movement. You would press in the right thumbstick and then drag your keeper towards that far post. You see here, Vieira just hits it and that makes it 1-1. But that goal came from not being quite aggressive enough and enabling the opponent to make their own choices in the attack, which is not something we want to allow them to do. You know, we want to pressure them into mistakes and win the ball aggressively off them. Mistake we've made here directly from the kickoff is we've gone too direct. We've given the ball back straight away. Now this has allowed our opponent to get on a little counter attack of their own. So the priority always in these wide positions is you need to be making sure that you're covering the cutback. So here, for example, this is fine, but as soon as you see this position, when he starts cutting in here, he's always going to go for that cutback. So that's where you drag the defender, the centre-back, into that cutback position. Because you see here, we've just given him all sorts of space. And if he was a bit more clinical, showed a bit more composure, he would have scored from here. This is never a position we want to allow ourselves to get in. Thankfully, it is blocked by Van Dijk. But you just need to make sure that you're cutting out those cutbacks manually with your centre-back. Okay, so this is going to be the lead up to another goal for the opponent. He switches it over very nicely. The issue and the mistake we make here is we get stuck in two minds. Like you see with the fullback, we start moving towards the ball carrier, then we back off a little bit. We've got to make a decision. You've either got to cover that wide player, or you've got to full send for the guy with the ball. We're stuck in two minds. We're giving them too much space. We're late to the switch here. We already want to be controlling Van Dijk in the middle and pressuring the player on the ball. They've got no passing option on at all. So you can literally full send, run in whilst holding jockey, and perform a tackle. We just give too much space and allow them to get the shot away. This is just about being a bit more aggressive in the defence, and it's the decision making. Like, the whole scenario could have been prevented if we manually switched to our centre-back earlier in that phase of play and tracked their runner. So just a little bit of decision making. You know, it's not an awful mistake or anything like that, but it's something that we have to get into our muscle memory. You know, there's certain rules that you need to be applying into your game, and one of them is always tracking runners before they've even made the run. You need to be filling that space. But some good defending there, and we end up recovering. Okay, so this is the lead up to the third goal. Some good play from the opponent here. This is fine. You know, we've sort of covered the run. There's nothing really on here. This is where you want to at least be using the second man press to cover this, to cover the guy that's going to be playing the ball. The general rule that I apply to my game is I'll be tracking runs and marking potential passing opportunities manually, and then I will apply pressure to the ball carrier with the second man press. So you see here, we sort of got it in reverse. Like, we're controlling a player in the middle here who just isn't effective to the game. Like, we need to be tracking that run of the attacker already whilst applying pressure to the ball, and the chances are that AI would have stepped in here if we were second man pressing, and they would have won the ball back for us, but we don't do that anyway. We do end up recovering. It gets a little bit scrappy, and this is a prime example of something I see so much. It is giving the ball straight back to your opponent. We had comfortable possession here. If we go back a little bit, I'll show you exactly what I mean. So, you know, we win the ball back. You know, we get lucky again, but here, like, we actually have time. There's a lot of potential things that we can do from here. Like, you can literally turn back and pass to the goalkeeper. You've got a chipped ball into the midfielder here. You've got a normal pass into Zidane here, which is a bit more risky. I would definitely prefer either this midfielder or the goalkeeper. But people get into a panic and they just sort of hold forward and press pass. And that's something I see a lot. So it happens here. We give the ball straight back in a dangerous position. Opponent sets up the shot, and it's one of those. It's not about the defending, it's about where we've given the ball back that is the issue here. Okay, so this is a lead up to our second goal. We get the ball out wide, and obviously this is what I said about earlier. R1 dribbling, which he has triggered here, perfect. Looking for those potential cutbacks. So we do it here, absolutely exceptional play. A little sprint boost, and then you will always have that pass across. This is a textbook FC24 goal. This is probably the most common type of goal scored, and it's what you want to be playing for time and time again. You get the pass into the middle, you get the extra pass again, and you've got a tap in into an open net. It is cutback season out here. It's not just team of the year, it is cutback season, and you guys need to be adding that into your game. Okay, so this is going to be the lead up to the opponent's fourth goal. We actually have the ball in comfortable possession right now. We go for a fullback switch, which is absolutely fine. We've got to make a decision here. You know, this is absolutely fine. What you need to be looking for in these areas, I'm always glancing at the mini-map. So you see out here, we have actually got a perfect opportunity to switch the ball out again, and we're in a real good attacking position. Let's see the choice that actually does get made. We go for a risky pass, the ball gets turned over in an area where we're now left basically 3-on-2, and it's always going to be difficult to recover. Again, this is not so much about the defending, it's about the area we lose the ball. A lot of people think they're awful defenders. It's not actually that, it's the areas you're leaving yourself exposed, which is making you unable to recover, and this is an example of that. We had a genuine, and this is the thing, it's not even just about conceding the goal. It's about, we actually had a potential attack over on that right wing if we switched it here, where we could have gone and scored. So it's a 2-goal swing. We've ended up conceding, whereas we should have had a really good chance there. So, you know, these minor mistakes have massive impact on games. So as you can see, you know, we get into a position that's unrecoverable, and the opponent makes easy work of it. Okay, so this is going to be the lead up to the third goal. We get the ball into that wide position. Unlucky there. I don't think the shot was, you know, necessarily the right play, but it wasn't a bad one. We get a corner. He's opting for the switching player manually in the box corner, which is very OP. It works, and we get a goal off of it. So that is a corner technique that you guys can add straight into your game. Okay, so this is going to be the fifth goal. This is absolutely fine right now. You know, we're not in a position of too much threat. What you need to be watching out for is these passes through the middle. So right now, the person on the ball, it's so irrelevant because they're in a position where, you know, they can't actually hurt us. The worry is like a direct pass into here or the runner out here, and that's what we need to be thinking of. So let's see what happens. It is a pass into the middle area. This is a tough one because there is 2 runners, you know, in good situations, and you just have to be quick here. The only way of defending this, as soon as you see this ball coming into this attacker here, we're already the wrong side, so the fullback is the only hope. You've got a right stick switch to that fullback here and cut inside with him to this area to meet the potential through ball. So you see here, we're just a little bit late. We could have dragged the fullback down, but we didn't, and now we're in a position, you know, CR7, he's just not going to miss from there. So that's just right stick switching and a bit more of the tracking the runs. And we are now approaching the end of the game, guys. I do hope that you've learnt something today. I'm sure you have. I hope you have anyway. Like I say, if you're interested in having this done for your own gameplay, my Patreon link's in the description. There's very limited spots remaining, but I hope the student enjoyed it as well. Any questions from any of you guys, let me know. I will catch you on the next one, and peace.